to remove a window, you first need to remove the molding that surrounds it. Most molding looks like this, but some molding is just on the inside. So now in this window, which is in our bathroom, we have a different kind of molding. There's no molding on the side over here, but there is molding inside. And this is the molding we need to take out. From the sides and the top, not the bottom. So this is a relatively delicate job, especially for guys. You have to be careful you don't break either the molding or the tiles. So just remove the molding, that's it. I removed the three pieces of molding, and whatever you see there, the slight gap is the window, which the whole thing comes off. Now, there's caulking here that you need to cut through, otherwise it's still stuck. And you need to cut through the caulking on the outside as well. Outside of the window, there is something called stops. These things over here, they're wooden stops that prevent the window from falling out. There's caulking in between the window and the wooden stops on the sides as well as the top. So you need to cut through that, otherwise the window may not come out. In addition to the molding and the stops outside and the caulk, there are 4 screws that hold the window in place. You see behind this thing, slide it up, there's one screw. There's another screw over here on this side. There you go. And there are 2 toward the top as well. So just remove those 4 screws and then the window should just pop out. Those 4 screws, and at the top of the window is something called a header, and that is usually like glued on with caulk. So you need to like separate it from the top, otherwise it will be hard for the window to come out. The header is usually loose, but now see, there's a gap, there's a clear gap here. Now we can basically pull the window out. As you can see, this is now almost out. So all I will do is I will lift it up because the window is actually lower than the sill over here. So there you go. So the thing is, come here. So the thing is this, the window is actually larger than what you see here because the sill is lower right here. So we have to measure from here to the top, and that's when you get the size of the actual window. So this one is 24 wide by 38 high, and you can get the standard size at Home Depot and Lowe's. I'm going to clean out all this old caulk and sand it and maybe even paint it. Prepare the opening, as they say, and then reverse the whole process. Put a new window with caulk and then seal it up nicely. And I have basically finished sanding and removing all that old caulking and painting the sill of the window, sill as well as the outside. It's all painted. The stops are painted because you can see the stops outside the window. These are the stops. So whatever you can see, you need to paint. Now notice that the sill is a slope. So that's where the next step, it's important to the next step. This is the replacement 24 by 38 window from Home Depot. And I've kept it upside down. Now remember, this part will touch the sill of the window, which is sloping. So in order to account for the slope, we need to put this little thing on the lower side of the slope. Remember, the window is upside down right now. It needs to click in here so that the profile will look like this. So the sill is sloping. So you need to cut this. There's many grooves here. You need to cut this to the right height of the slope of the sill. Cut this strip to the right size. I'm going to just click it in here so that it, then I turn the window right side up. this will be on the slope of the sill. It just clicks. That's it. It's that easy. Window is ready. We're going to put caulk on the inside of the stop on the three sides. Okay. And on top of the header of the window. I'll show you what that is. So as I explained with the window we removed, there's a part called the header, which is a little flexible. It goes up and down. So you need to put 2 beads of caulk along this, so that once you fit it into the opening, you raise the header so that it sticks to the top. You raise the header slightly so it sticks to the top of the opening. And that's it. Bead of caulk all along the stops. Not like that. It has to be a straight, unbroken bead, a thick bead, all the way to the bottom, across the top, on the side, and then 2 beads on the top of this here. This is so that we can stick the header to the and now I'm going to just put it in. Okay, it has to go, and make sure you're facing the right way. This is the inside. Okay, now it has to go in like this at an angle. Hopefully it fits. I haven't even dry tested it. It's not good. You have dry tested this first. Force it. Ready? 1, 2, and. Okay, now see this gap over here in the header? We raise it so that the caulk that we put on it sticks. So what we can do also is make sure that it's up on the outside as well, so that it is all stuck to the caulk. That's it. We're done, except for we have to put those 4 screws in the holes, and then we have to refinish with the same molding that we had before. That's it. So here is one of those holes where we are putting in the new screws, and that's it. Here's the other hole over here behind this, and there's 2 at the top of the window. The window is in place. And that is the finished product before the finishing touches like molding and inside caulk.